It was all smiles at Government House as Barrick and the government finally agreed to terms that both saw fitting to settle on, and a long negotiation process coming to an end. Only this time last year, the mine was announcing the redundancy program of 3,000 plus staff. Of that, 1,500 plus were nationals. MSMEs, SMEs and business attached with the mine's operations were all up in arms, calling the government to resolve the issues with Barrick. At 5 p.m. Friday evening, the back-and-forth talks finally agreeing to terms to reopen the mine.
So let me thank you for your patience and for you to respond to our country's desire to harvest more. And we signed this agreement within the 1992 Mining Act, but we've secured additional benefits beyond the 1992 Mining Act, and it's a testament to your ability to respond to government's desire to get more for our people. So, Mr. Bristow, thank you very much.
Objective of achieving is we want to be the most valued mining company in the world. That means we want to be acceptable for future generations. And so no longer is mining something that is exploiting the benefits of a host country for one single interest group, but that we've, by working together, as the Honourable Prime Minister pointed out, we've created something I believe is a good example for emerging countries.
Terms of the reopening of the mine include a 51% and 49% equity stake in favour of the state. Of the 51% by the state, the landowners have a 10% free carry equity added on, with the 5% parked under Mineral Resource Enga, where Enga provincial government has 2.5% and landowners have the other 2.5%. Over the lifespan of the mine, the economic benefits expected to be 53-47%.
Forward to a quarterly update with the press.
I had the opportunity to interview Barrick CEO Mark Bristow after the signing of the deal, who said the agreement showed their willingness as a global mining giant to evolve.
So the motivation is definitely to get it done as efficiently as possible. We have a series of agreements now. The framework agreement guides the next set of agreements, which is the implementation agreement, which is the next step of the framework agreement, which governs our relationship. And then, of course, the standard ones: shareholder agreement, operating agreement, and some smaller agreements. But those are standard industry practice. Once we've got all those done, we've then committed, as long as there's no delays created by either force majeure or the legislation process, we've said we'll have the mine up and running by 7 months.
Barrick will take on the full costing of the reopening of the mine, which will look at around US $300 million. Prime Minister James Marape pleased with this outcome, as the terms allow a loan agreement between the state and Barrick, where the 36% equity will be mortgaged to Barrick at a 0% until BNL makes its money back.
36 it'll ultimately become, so when BNL recoup all its capital, and we start with the government, as the Prime Minister said today, earning more than BNL because it's driven by taxes. But over time, we grow our portion of the cash flow up to 47-53 split. And so that's what makes this agreement such a unique agreement, is that there's a commitment to share the economics on a fixed basis. So if we earn more than 47, we will make it up by paying across to the state group, the P&G group, and vice versa.
But what is also interesting about the deal is a 10-year exit plan has been put in place to allow the state to buy off 49% equity of Barrick and Zijin.
We would, and then it's a fair departure. And so there's no more risk to our shareholders of being pushed out, and at the same time it gives the government of Papua New Guinea an unfettered right to remove a partner. Of course, we would like to build that relationship and build a better partnership that is long-living and hopefully even venture together to look for new opportunities in Papua New Guinea.
Mr. Bristow stating he hopes the mine can reopen in the next 7 months as the risk of the underground mining being water damaged increases over time. This also means recruitment of staff and the opportunity in what Mr. Bristow says to nationalize every aspect of the mine.
As you can imagine, screening, re-employing people. This gives me an opportunity to ensure that Barrick's commitment to preferring community people on an equal basis, and also really looking to invest in younger professional Papua New Guineans as part of our business. My intention is to really work to make Porgera a Papua New Guinean company like all our other companies. If it's in DRC or Mali or Argentina or Dominican Republic, we really invest in those host country nationals that really have the skills.
A development forum will take place to hopefully iron out relations with particular landowner groups that have outstanding concerns under the previous SML.
I'm happy once again, as the Minister said, to deal and work with the devil I know, and that's Barrick. But let me say this, without the Prime Minister's leadership, we wouldn't have got this far.
New Porgera mine, we have development forum which is still outstanding. We have MOA which is still outstanding. So that's up to the government and my department to mitigate through that.
Especially concerns around resettlement and environmental issues.
And outstanding legacy issues, all matters belonging to old Porgera remains in the old Porgera basket, including environment, including resettlement and others. But in the new Porgera, with the new Barrick and the new Porgera going forward, we've also captured where we will give our fullest support to address these issues, so together we could satisfy those issues that has been outstanding for many, many years since the first dark took place in the Porgera Mountains.
With those commitments, and we've committed that we are there to stand good and scrutiny about if there are any third-party accusations. But you remember that Porgera is a very large, long-life operation. And so most of the impact that's been made in the mining will be mined away.
Meanwhile, SML 11 will be tested in all aspects to see if it is workable for both the operator and the state.
We've agreed in the agreement is that we will all work to develop a sound SML. And we've committed to work with the government to stress test, to ensure whether SML 11 fits the criteria of a sound SML, and it respects all the legal obligations that any Papua New Guinean SML would have.
But for many, especially the impact subclans and former work employees of PJV, this is a sigh of relief, as finally there is something to look forward to.